Thank you for watching the Bates Off-Campus Study Information session. This brief video will provide you an overview of program options, how to register your interest in off-campus study, academics abroad, finances, and next steps. Let's get started.
By now, you have started your semester year pre-registration phase account in the Global Bobcats portal. This will be part of your off-campus study experience before, during, and after your experience away from Bates. There will be videos to watch like this one, policies to read, documents to upload, and short essays to complete. You'll be able to come back to these items at any time, and staff in the CGE will also be able to monitor your progress and assist with any questions. Please spend some time getting to know the system, upload a profile picture, and complete the requirements. It may look like there are a lot of them, but they're broken down into short tasks.
What's the deal with taking classes at another institution? Won't it be just like Bates? Not likely. Bates has a unique and intimate academic atmosphere. Most other colleges and universities are larger, and students will find many differences based on culture, location, program setup, and institution. We use a few terms to help define these differences in programs. These include direct enroll, providers, and field study. Let's break these down some more.
Direct enroll programs are opportunities to study directly at an institution outside of the USA. For example, Maastricht University in the Netherlands or Queen Mary in England. At these institutions, you will take a full course load of courses alongside local students and other international students. At most direct enroll institutions, you're supported by and enrolled into an international students program that offers support, programming, and services. You should expect significant academic differences from Bates at one of these institutions. Once you start researching programs, you'll see a lot of acronyms like SIT, IFSA or IFSA, CET, IES, CIEE, DIS, and more. These are called study abroad providers, and some of them develop and run programs around the world, and some act as intermediaries between US-based study abroad students and local universities. For example, if you were interested in studying at a university in Buenos Aires, you would apply to the program through IFSA or IFSA. The provider would manage your application process, your pre-arrival, on-the-ground housing, support, and adjustments. They would also be available to you in emergencies or as you may need them. For some locations, like Argentine universities, a provider is necessary, but for others, like going to the University of Bristol, it's not required. For an institution like UCD, University College Dublin, you can choose between utilizing IFSA or going direct. Please speak with an advisor about the pros and cons of using a provider. Providers also run their own programs that may or may not be connected to a local university. CIEE Lisbon, Portugal is a good example of a program which is integrated into the community and culture, but you take classes in English and a Portuguese course alongside other students from US colleges and universities. Often these types of programs are focused on academic topics, but many provide a wide variety of course options. Field study programs are unique options for study and are run by providers with names like SIT or SFS for School for Field Studies. Often a combination of a set 4 or 5 classes, including a local language. These programs will focus on a topic or theme in a certain place and offer opportunities for independent research. A good example is SIT Abroad in Nepal, Tibetan and Himalayan peoples. These programs are meant for the adventurous and focused student and typically have a smaller enrollment of 10 to 25 students.
Eligibility. Before registering for off-campus study, it's important to know some of the eligibility requirements in place by Bates College and by programs and institutions. These eligibility requirements are not meant to be exclusionary, but time off campus can be challenging, and we want to make sure you're prepared to get the most out of your experience. To participate in off-campus study at Bates, you need to have declared a major and have earned a 2.5 cumulative GPA at the time of registration, and you need to keep this GPA above a 2.5. If you're concerned about these requirements, please meet with an advisor. And be mindful that Bates's GPA requirement is often lower than many study abroad programs. Students should plan to study abroad during their junior year or fall of senior year. Sophomores will only be considered if there are exceptional academic circumstances. There are also language requirements to study abroad. In all locations, you need to take a course learning a local language. That means you take Dutch in the Netherlands, courses in Japanese in Japan, or Arabic in Jordan. For some locations, prior language study is required, as outlined on the screen. To study in French, German, or Spanish, you need to have at least 2 years of college-level coursework or equivalent prior to studying in a location with that language. For studying Chinese, Japanese, or Russian, you need to have at least 1 year of college-level coursework or equivalent of the appropriate language. For providers and institutions, you may find a higher or lower set of requirements. For example, more language might be required. They may require a 3.3 GPA, or maybe they require previous coursework in biology. You should review these requirements prior to completing your Bates off-campus study registration to ensure you're eligible for the program that you're interested in. If you have any questions on eligibility, please meet with an advisor.
We'll talk a lot about earning credit from off-campus study after you register and are accepted to your off-campus study program, so we won't spend too much time on it here, but these are a few things to know in advance. You need to take a full load of courses on your program as defined by the program with advice from Global Education. You must take courses for a letter grade, and you need to earn a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 or higher in order to earn 4 units for a term. A local language course is also required if you're going to study in a non-English speaking majority country. It is possible to earn major, minor, GEC, or general education requirements while off campus, and you should discuss these with Global Education. If you're interested in earning credit towards a major or minor, then you'll need to talk with the chair of your department, which will be part of the registration process.
How do I find a program that is right for me? Beyond meeting with an advisor in global education, there are many opportunities and resources for you to research off-campus study programs. You will want to look at the courses offered, supports available, and costs, as well as a multitude of other details. Some ways to research these topics include attending the Study Abroad Fair in September, attending returnee panels and events on campus, utilize the many resources on our website, including the planning timeline, review the approved programs list and the website of interesting programs, meet with a global ambassador or CGE advisor, review online evaluations submitted by returned Bates students, talk to your friends who have returned from study abroad, but keep in mind that their experiences may be different than yours.
When to study off campus is a tough question for many students. Most commonly, students during their junior year spend a semester off campus. Studying abroad for a full year is a great option and the best way to commit to a language, culture, or life abroad. There are challenges to this as well, but it is the original way students used to study abroad and is very manageable with the right expectations and goals. Bates is committed to balancing off-campus study participation between the two terms to protect the quality of an on-campus academic and social life here at Bates. In the past, Bates has had to limit the number of students who study abroad in a specific term. The trend in semester interest changes, and we monitor that interest carefully.
Finances and scholarships. Costs should not deter any Bates students from studying abroad, but it may impact where you study. Some programs cost less than a semester at Bates, including international airfare, but it is helpful to look outside of Western Europe to consider cost-friendly locations. For students who qualify, Bates financial aid is available and includes tuition, room, board, airfare, and several other costs. Many programs provide extra aid or scholarships during their application process, and there are competitive national scholarships available too. In short, while money may influence where or which program you study, financial concerns should not prevent any student from off-campus study. However, you should expect the finances of the terms to look and feel differently. In order to support the efforts of the off-campus study program, Bates charges an off-campus study fee. This fee is set at 7% of the single fee, and the current amount is available on our website. In terms of scholarships, we encourage you to look for scholarships and review our website for more information. There are many opportunities out there for students who already qualify for financial aid, but the deadlines may be much earlier than you would expect. For example, the Fund for Education Abroad Scholarship has a deadline in January for the entire following academic year. If you receive a Pell Grant, there are even more scholarship opportunities available. Please meet with an advisor to learn more. Now that you've completed this video, your next steps include reviewing approved programs, completing the steps for the pre-registration phase, and utilizing your advising resources. We encourage you to stop by the Global Ambassador's office hours in the Center for Global Education in Roger Williams Hall to learn about the process from a peer. If you have further questions, you may schedule an optional meeting with a global education staff advisor. We're all here to help. Don't wait, get started today.